back at the Guild Academy, and now it's not just me, it's also Isaac, finally. He does exist. I swear there's actually people who help me run the guild because running 4 branches is totally ridiculous, and I can't do it without awesome people like Isaac. So we've been doing our gear review, and I didn't know if we were going to do our helmets or if we were going to end up doing steel. Since the Guild Academy is going to be going to Sandstorm tomorrow morning, actually, we fly out to Arizona. Thank you, Phoenix Society, for that awesome job, guys. Looking forward to seeing you again. We decided to do the steel review, and we have another maker that we've used, and then we're going to make our first review here on our VB blades that just came in. Remember that giant box that I said that we got in? Yeah, this is what was in them. I liked them initially. There are some challenges that I've had with this, mostly that they are technical sparring blades. They are not sparring blades. We did not know that until after the fact. I will first go and I'll let Isaac say what he says, so you already kind of know what my issues were with ordering and so on and so forth from previous videos. This sword is a decent length. It's got a decent heft behind it. It only has a rolled tip. I'm not sure if you can actually see that in the camera, but the rolled tip on this can be a little dangerous to some. You could theoretically spatulate it, meaning that you get a little bit of a flare to it, kind of like the Penties have. The technical sparring sword blades that they have on this one tend to be a little bit more soft, meaning that you're getting a lot of edge damage along the side of this. They come pre-oiled, which is really nice. The order came in really fast. These swords specifically are interchangeable, meaning that we can put a heavier blade in here, and you can see at the base right here that there's a little nut, and that right there is just a hex key. To the point of that, what we found out from GeoZ, one of our other preceptors in training at the moment, who's running Boulder, basically to tighten this blade to keep it from rattling, you unlock the hex bolt here, you pull down, you tighten down your pommel here, and then you retighten the nut. It doesn't work if you don't pre-tighten that, okay? So keep that in mind if you're running with VB. VB's made a really good blade. My only point of contention, so blade, a little bit soft on the metal there. The tip can be a little bit dangerous, but nice, stiff, heavy weight. The blade is a little bit shorter than what we're used to, but that has...
a couple inches.
Yep, and it has a longer handle, which gives us more speed and power behind that. My crossguard is also a little bit shorter than I would like. I do like that it has a squared edge, so you can kind of see that shape right there. I do like that there's that square part to that, and I also appreciate that it's got a solid leather grip. And Isaac has a piece of that, and I'll let him start from the handle up on his part of what he feels about these blades. Overall, I like these. I want to see what they do in Arizona, and I will let you know. I'll take a picture of this, and I'll take a picture following up after the tournament. And hopefully I come back with this blade. I have a backup, so just in case this doesn't come back. So I will let Isaac talk about his view on this sword as well.
Yeah, overall the aesthetics I really like. It's clean, it's simple. It's really almost a mirror polish on that thing.
Yes.
The leather grip is nice. It's not like the best quality leather, but it's very comfortable in the hands. And it's very smooth up to the edges on both sides from the pommel and crossguard. Very flush. That mirror polish is all throughout the sword. And the extended handle, it's odd because I'm not used to it, but I like it. You get that leverage from your rear hand into your cuts really nicely.
The other thing that I like about that for Fiore specifically happens to do that the Stretto is really, really effective with a blade of this length. With that in mind, the blade being a little bit more shorter, and the reason for that, it helps the Stretto because you're able to bind and you're able to move that blade in and out a lot faster with a shorter blade. So Fiore Libre Slow Steel Form, this works really well with all of his techniques.
Yeah, I almost feel like the dimensions is more of a stealthy, quick in and out, get business done. You know, the shorter crossguard, less protection, but it's also a slimmer design, which can be useful in not getting cut up and stuff. So
I did finally take a few hits to my grip here, and I'm starting to see some notching, starting to see some tearing, but that's just going to be, and that's just because how tight it is, so definitely get some backup leather for that, get a tool for the pommel to tighten that down, make sure you've got some sewing machine oil. That's going to be a great application to keep the blade nice and shiny and not rusting. Otherwise, this has been really good, and I've really kept up with this. For higher level fencers, this is going to be a little bit more comfortable blade. For newer fighters, you probably want more like a cudgel than anything else. Something that's a little bit thicker, something a little bit more resilient than this.
Because this edge is pretty tapered.
Yes.
Pretty thin.
2 millimeters.
And yeah, if that. And it's definitely for someone who has a higher experience, I think.
It does the German work really well. So German tradition stuff with Littenauer and Talhofer that helps a lot because taking edge to flat works very well with these blades because it has such a presence in that blade.
Very definite.
And I think you picked that up last time we were doing the $3 stuff. Yeah, you can do the, they don't ring.
Yeah, they don't have that that ring. It's more of a staccato.
If you listen, that's all you're getting. You're not getting a lot of stuff there. It's not very audible, and that means you've got a much stiffer, heavier blade. What else do you think about that sword? Is that pretty much summing up your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful. It's simple. It's effective. It's got a different measurement than some other blades, but I think there's some pros in that. I think that it's got a good weight.
Yes.
It's some other blades I've held are either too far out forward or they're really like top hand heavy, and this is somewhere in the middle, and I think it fits nicely in your hands.
It does.
And it's due because of this. Because the length of this, it could be a little bit heavier up top and still be maneuverable. So
I got a bit of sword elbow right here from the bicep when I was taking my cuts forward. This stopping power from this longer handle and stopping that blade made a very large difference, and I really felt it. It took a couple weeks to get used to the blade's weight and heft, but overall it worked fairly well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they perform. For my purposes, I'm going to be buying several swords of different lengths, different weights, different makers, and I want to take those with me in a tournament, kind of like how a golfer would have a golf bag full of different clubs, a 9-iron, a driver, a putter. I think that if we have different types of swords for different types of fights, whoever you're fighting, you need to size up your opponent and pick the right weapon for the job, not just one job for the whole shebang, because I don't think that's accurate. I want to see how. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. Do you think that's accurate?
I can see your thought process behind it. I mean, you're fighting someone who's significantly taller than you, or likes to know that they're doing a very specific style, and a different blade can help you either get in close or stay further away.
I like the idea that if you get injured, you need like a lighter sword, maybe you just need a lighter thrust because you have an injured hand or a split thumb or some crazy injury.
Yeah, so depending on if you got sword elbow or
and wrist.
Or if you're fighting a very particular sort of fighter, that makes sense. Too bad you can't swap in the middle of the fight.
I think you could. I mean, if you had somebody on, like, the sword's next to you on deck, and you're just like, give me the next one and try that out, that could potentially work. If you never heard any rules about that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
That's something we gotta test out later on.
So these are the VB blades. This is Preceptor Isaac. We'll do another review on these swords when we come back from Sandstorm and see how they handle. And we also will be reviewing, and I'm going to say this name horrifically wrong, so I apologize, but Simon Hoplowski, I think, Polish, you know him, you might or might not love him, he's got his challenges. We all have some thoughts about him, and I am giving him a fair shake right now, so I'm kind of waiting to see if he's going to make good on his promises, but you kind of know the gist of how this runs, so we'll see what he comes up with. So I got some points on that, but we'll do a separate review on that to give each sword their own fair review and just kind of about how they work. We also have a Spanish Destreza sword that one of our scholars has, and we'll do a review of that. We'll bring him on and also have him look at that, so you can see some of our side sword, you can look at our rapier, and that kind of thing. So we'll look at all of our swords one by one to give them their face shake instead of just doing a whole smattering of them. So until then, we're going to bring you another update soon, and we will see you next Monday. See you guys.
Bye.